Yeah, it goes, everybody, because here we'll continue on with a game called The Devil's Whisper. Where were we? Just 15 minutes of this because I already previously played another 15 minutes of Zikarampa.
Oh, Johan. You have no idea what happened.
Something very unpleasant by the look on your face, I guess.
No, really? You think it's that obvious?
Johan, Conrad is...
Conrad is a cough? What? I choked on my own saliva when I tried to formulate the sentence. I was still having too much trouble thinking about what it meant to say that Conrad was no longer alive. It was something far beyond my comprehension. So I said it as simply as I could to try to take the weight off, if that was even possible.
Conrad is dead!
Yeah, you did it. Johan turned pale in a matter of seconds as soon as he heard what I said.
What?
You didn't hear?
Conrad. Young Conrad.
Yep.
But what happened to him?
Magic mumbo jumbo.
He was killed by an animal last night.
Yeah, your excuse is better.
And you say that so casually, miss?
I didn't say it casually. I said it with a terrified tone.
Johan, don't. Please don't. I just got over the shock. I don't want it to happen again.
I took a deep breath, trying to hold back tears before looking Johan in the eye. Fixed my gaze on his and made a request that was very important to me.
I know it's a little weird for me to ask this of you, under the circumstances, but I need you to take me to a place. It's a government office.
Oh, great. Politics. Hooray.
It's, a bit strange, your request. Besides, your parents.
My parents don't need to know about this. Let's go to the car. I'll tell you the address.
Johan paused for a few seconds to think about what I had just asked him. However, this guy has always been very friendly to me and follows me in my every plan without the need to tell my parents. So it didn't take long before he agreed to take me to the place I asked for.
As you command, miss.
I'm getting paid for this. Johan opened the car door and gave me his hand to get in. After closing the door, he immediately climbed into the front seat and started the vehicle. It was a matter of minutes before we got to where I wanted to go. God, don't let what I'm about to do be foolish. Yeah. We arrived at the entrance of a large building surrounded by security guards and personnel everywhere on the premises. I got out of the car on my own without waiting for Johan to help me.
Wait, miss! Are you going to go to that place by yourself?
Please, Johan, I need to do this.
I walked away in a hurry to prevent him from changing my mind. I stepped forward the entrance of the building, seeing a gigantic sign announcing the name of the place. Rancherfield City Public Safety and Security Offices. A first glance at the security guard at the entrance prevented me from entering the building.
Yes, miss, can I help you?
Hello. Good morning.
Hello, I'm kind of a big deal. Get out of my way.
I need to consult something in one of the offices. Could you give me access, please?
From the look on the man's face, he didn't seem very convinced that someone like me would enter the establishment. Maybe because of my nerves or lack of confidence, but something about me didn't give the best appearance of someone who would visit a place like this. I have a student uniform after all.
This is not the most appropriate place for someone like you.
What do you mean, someone like me? Are you racist or something?
Please go back to school. You should be taking classes by now.
Classes ended early because I said so.
It's for a school activity, actually. I need to check some video files.
Do you have the necessary permissions for that?
Crap.
No, I'm afraid not. Please, I'll take care of getting those permissions, but let me into the building, please.
I'm sorry I can't grant you access with such vague identification.
The man didn't look like he was going to change his mind easily. I hated to do this because it makes me feel like I'm entirely dependent on my family, but I had no choice.
My father would be very grateful.
A little sly warning of persuasion, well, it might be the key to getting the man to give in to my request that I said Maine.
And who is your father, miss?
Maybe my last name will tell you something. I'm Claire Macmillan.
Macmillan. Oh, Macmillan!
Yeah, I'm the daughter of the owner of WWE.
Oh, are you Sarah and Anthony Macmillan's daughter?
That's right, sir.
But you should have said so before! Please, accept my apologies. I didn't know who you were.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it that way.
Thank you, sir. You are very kind.
We are at your service, miss.
You okay? That was easy. The glances at me from everyone inside were evident as soon as they saw me enter. I felt a little too stared at, with dozens of people wearing the same confused expression. Was it so strange for a student to show up at a government office? Yes. Unless they're training on the job. Anyway, I tried not to pay more attention than it deserved and headed towards the reception desk. A girl in her 20s was in charge of attending to anyone who entered the place. Before I had finished approaching her, the girl had already spoken to me.
Welcome, miss. Can I help you with anything?
Money! Oh, no voice acting? Yes, I'm actually interested in consulting some information.
Oh, but aren't you too young to be in a place like this?
Do you want me to bring out the big guns again?
You know, this is bureaucracy at its finest. I don't understand why someone like you would want to come.
Because people are dying? I have to do this. Maybe you're right about that part. This is nothing more than, well, a place loaded with interesting characters, so to speak.
You have a sense of humor.
I have to. It helps me cope. Life is depressing.
Well then, how can I help you?
I need to check if there are any recordings about this place. Took a small piece of paper out of my purse with an address written on it and placed it on the table. The young girl took the paper and then turned to look at me.
I don't get it. What particular interest could you possibly have in this? I'm not really sure.
You're not sure? Well, I didn't know how to explain what was going on without sounding totally crazy. Besides, it already seemed from my appearance that the reason for my inquiry was nothing more than childishness. I could make up some kind of excuse like saying this was about a school project, for example. Perhaps the best way to approach her, though, was to be honest. Maybe being honest. You know what to say, honesty is the best policy, etc. Tell the truth. I just don't know where to begin. My friends and I, we had an incident on the road. It was outside of the city in the middle of nowhere. We thought we had hurt someone by accident. The girl opened her eyes wide and looked around. She seemed to have been very surprised that I said that to her, or rather, she seemed perhaps even a little horrified.
Hey, I don't know what your name is, but it sounds very strange what you're telling me, you know?
Yeah, I should have gone to the hospital, the police station, right, and reported that.
I mean, I don't even understand frankly what you're looking for.
I need to check if there are any security cameras nearby on the road at the address I gave you.
Yes, it's clear to me, but what a strange way to phrase it.
I'm just being honest. That was too much preamble, wasn't it?
Yes, a little. Look, girl, just go back to your classes, okay?
Wait, you're not curious about the guy I hit with my car?
Whatever it is you're looking for, I'm sure you're not going to find it here. Please.
I beg you to listen to me.
Wait a second. Isn't this the road where a guy was found dead this morning?
Whoa, wait, what? I was a little startled to hear this, and my nerves shot up again just remembering what Conrad had died just that same day. That's just the reason I'm investigating.
I'm very sorry, but all the more reason I'm going to ask you to vacate this place. Something as serious as clues to a person's death cannot be displayed to the public like that.
Yes, it can. You have to understand me. He was my friend.
That only makes matters worse.
God damn it. I'm only making it worse. Maybe I should have just lied.
What are you looking to satisfy with those images? Curiosity? Morbidity?
The second part, yeah.
Huh?
What? I'm not interested in seeing the death of my friend, I swear. It is very important for me to check an event that happened a few days ago in that place.
Once again, girl, go away. This is no place for you.
Once again, girl, what the hell? It seemed that every word I said made the girl more and more reluctant to give me any indication of whether there were even cameras on that road. But I wasn't going to give up. I would rather do anything than go back empty-handed and a failure on my conscience. I took my purse and opened it in front of the girl. This is all I have. Inside the purse were several large bills plus some coins and many cards. You have my permission to use all of this. Please, take it. The receptionist shook her head in denial, but at the same time, I sensed a fixation on all the money she had seen. Perhaps this was the least moral way to go about it, but at least I had managed to cause her the slightest hesitation in her strictness.
I'd rather lose my job 1,000 times than accept a bribe.
Come on, please.
And take my advice. Don't think that everything can be solved with money in this life.
You sure about that? That's just poor people talk. Money can solve everything. A lot of the times, 90% of the time, which is actually great stats. That's a great percentage.
If there was even a slight chance of getting me to give you access to these videos, now you've lost it.
Huh?
There are security cameras on those roads then.
Ugh, go away, please. You've already made me speak too much.
You have nothing to lose and you have a lot to gain by giving me access to those videos. I can do a lot of things for you.
You're scaring me.
I'm serious. How about a whole year's salary in one day?
Girl, what are you talking about?
I hated doing this. I felt cruel, mean-spirited, taking advantage of my financial position. But I had no other choice. I had exhausted all my alternatives, and this girl wasn't planning to change her mind. There was no turning back. We were already at the most critical point of the conversation.
May I have your full name, please?
Claire Macmillan.
Of course. That explains a lot. I don't want a penny of your dirty money. The amount of trouble I could get into over this. But I value my job very much. I have a family that depends on the salary I'm honestly paid for working very hard every day.
Well, there's no harm in getting a little extra now, isn't there? Or is there? The girl printed out a ticket with a floor and room number. Office number 456, Rancherfield City Zone 73B Archive. With a more than evident anger, the receptionist tossed this small piece of paper toward the table without making eye contact with me again.
The security camera recordings for the last week from that area are in this room. This ticket is your entry pass. If you lose it, there is not another one.
Nuh-uh.
I'm sorry.
I swear I'm not usually like this. I received no response to my apology, so I just thanked her and headed for the elevator. I knew I had done something wrong, but I was running out of options. And given the circumstances, it was much more important for me to be able to contribute something to this whole situation that has affected us so much in the last few days. This was just a way forward to find the answers I was so desperately looking for. However, before I could continue my desperate search, I thought I saw a familiar person in the distance. I wasn't sure if it was that person, but I suspected it was. Her gait, her expressions, her delicate gestures, her calm but hurtful voice. Yeah, no doubt, it was Cornelia Gibson, whoever that person is. The woman was busy, cordially greeting several people in the room. She appeared to be leaving an office. It was the perfect time to get to the elevator and evade her. But just as I'm about to pass unnoticed, I felt the presence of someone next to me. I tried to look sideways without making any eye contact. But it was too late. Miss Gibson approached me, trying to greet me with a little hug.
Miss Macmillan, good to see you.
Is it Macmillan or Macmillan? I stepped back discreetly, preventing her from even touching my hands. I was not interested in being within several feet of this woman. Woman! Her attempt to greet me as if we were close friends had failed, but not everything was won for me. I was still somewhat disadvantaged by the mere fact that I was in a government office, especially this one. Any questions she might ask would raise her suspicions and open up the possibility of my parents finding out about this.
Huh? Good morning.
Sure, it's nice to see you too. Fancy meeting you here, did you? Fearing she was going to ask why I was here, I hastened to interrupt her before she finished her sentence. What's an admirable woman like you doing in a place like this? Me? Oh, well. It's hardly a humble government office. It doesn't suit your personality, if I may say so. That's just say I got some news. Some gruesome news. I noticed some nervousness and heaviness in her response, which led to me thinking one thing. Does she also know about Conrad's death? It didn't seem the most appropriate thing to ask her, but I had to keep distracting her from the time being before she asked me. Okay, I have to edit here, folks, because I have to prepare for work now. So this is the Devil's Whisper. 15 minutes up. So if you're gonna try the game for yourselves, the links are in the description. Holy shit, what is gonna happen? That is all for today. Stay safe and take care of yourselves.